Okay, so if you've seen the first part of the video, how to make these little dolly shorts for an 18-inch doll, you'll know that I've hemmed the legs and I've sewn up the inner thigh seams, for want of a better word. So you've got your two halves. What you need to do is you need to turn one of them back the wrong way, pop the right side together one, slip it inside, and just line up the top seams of those thigh seams, inner thigh seams that you've stitched, and pop a pin in there. And then we're just going to sew all the way around that curve. Now if you were doing this in a normal size pair of trousers, you wouldn't have any problems with it because you'd have enough room around your feed bed to wrap the fabric around it. But as these are doll's clothes, you've got a little less give. So I tend to find that rather than trying to sew like this and risk catching this material underneath it, it's better to turn it so your pins are on the inside and the bulk of your fabric is above where you're stitching, because that way there's no mistakes being made. Talking of mistakes being made, don't forget to turn your machine back to a straight stitch. So we'll just stitch this. And just keep checking with your fingers that you haven't got excess material building up underneath your shorts that you're going to inadvertently run under the sewing machine needle, because it's not the end of the world if it happens, but it does mean you'll have to unpick your seam and start again. And nobody likes unpicking seams and starting again, least of all me. And again with that crotch seam, if you want to zigzag stitch it just to prevent it fraying like we did with the inside of the thighs, then you can, depending on how dirty the doll's clothes are going to get and how often they're played with. So now you can actually see your shorts taking place. And all we have to do now is the waistband. Now, as I said before with the pattern, the back of this is slightly higher than the front, just like it would be in a normal pair of trousers. So we're going to just fold over about 3mm around the waistband. I'm just going to pin it because it's not so easy to finger press now this is in a round, as it were. And then we're going to make the waistband by just purely hemming the top. But rather than do a 5mm hem like we have on the legs, I'm going to thread some elastic through this. And this elastic is 5, well actually it's 6mm. And by the look of it, the safety pin that I'm going to use as a bodkin is about 6mm. So we need to give yourself a little bit of extra room. So, try and remember which way is the back. You know what, I'm actually going to put a pin in the back. The reason I'm going to put the pin here is because we need to leave a gap for threading the elastic. So let's just turn over a good, that's about 1 centimetre. And again, weirdly, I'm pinning on the inside. And the reason I'm pinning on the inside is exactly the same as when I just sewed the crotch. It's much easier if you've got a circle to have the most of the circle above your needle bed so you can see where the fabric is and you don't get it caught. And then I am going to pin this back seam, but I'm going to pin this slightly differently so I remember which one is which, because I need to leave the threading hole in this. nearly at the end. And again, I'm just going to set my needle position right over to the left-hand side so that I get the stitching nice and close to that fold. So we'll start one side of the threading hole. And then we'll just stop about 2 centimetres from where we started. So you've got a nice wide channel to now thread your elastic through. Stretch your elastic, put a safety pin in the end of the elastic, pop it in and just ease it through. And actually, once you get it past about the halfway mark, you can cheat. If you've got a piping turner with a hook on the end, you can just pop that in the other end of it, hook the hook into the safety pin and pull it out the rest of the way. And then just simply take that out before I try and tie a knot in it. Make sure you hold one end of the elastic before you pull the other one a little bit tighter. Just so that it will gather on your doll's waist or hips quite easily. You don't want it too tight because, especially with young children, they will struggle to get shorts on and off on a doll. Tie it in a reef knot. Just clip away the excess elastic and pop it back under that gap that you left in the back seam. Just going to pop those ends in to make them a little bit neater. And then what you would do, I mean the knot's there which makes it a little bit awkward, is you can just top stitch again or hand stitch just to close up that gap. I'm not even going to try and do that because the knot's in the right place and I need to change the presser foot if I'm really going to do that. So there you go, pair of shorts. Yep. There you go, quite a nice little pair of summer shorts. And again, like the tunic pattern, there's no reason why you can't adjust the length of these shorts to make palazzo pants or culottes. But either way, at least this poor wee naked girl has got some clothing at last. So I hope you enjoyed that demonstration. I hope you'll come and see us again very soon for some more ideas. We've got all kinds of things coming up for you in the pipeline. Till then, please keep safe, keep watching, and thank you for having us. If you've been inspired to create, please share your makes with us in the comments section below. And if you've enjoyed videos by the Crafts channel, hit the like button. Want to see more of us? Then click subscribe. See you next time.